Hello, everybody. It is Monday, the 29th of July. I want to talk about overcoming our lower nature. That's what everybody is on about. Yeah, we need to get out of our lower nature to become beautiful beings of light. And for some reason, that means getting out of the physical. That's the next thing. Yeah? I've heard, that people incarnate in this world because they are after the riches and the pleasures of this world. Yes, absolutely. I think a lot of us, we do. And then they say, well, they go for the pleasures of this world. Yeah, they take drugs, they have excessive sex, they drink alcohol, that they go to raves and parties, and they're really into the pleasures of this world. I mean, for those of you that have experienced these things, I definitely have experienced alcohol and parties. I didn't take drugs in a big way. A couple of times, didn't like it. But yes, I have experienced those things, and then looking back at it, was that actually pleasure? If you say those are the pleasures of this world, is that actually pleasure? Yeah, you're I don't know, you're getting drunk as a skunk, you're throwing up, you're falling all over the place, you're getting into fights. The next day you feel like death warmed over, and what part of that is actually pleasure when you think about it? It's not. And then you think this is all the world has to offer. Yeah, that's all you can do. Have casual sex, get drunk, go to raves, drugged out of your head. Well, I'll tell you something, to experience the pleasures of this world. The same person that said all these things, those are the pleasures of the world, and people are coming just yet to experience them. I saw a photo of him on Facebook holding his little girl. She must be a few months old now. Don't know how many months, but she's still a baby. And his face was very close to her, like nearly buried into her. And I was thinking at that moment, yeah, you feel your child, you see your child, you smell your child. She looked like she was laughing, so you might hear her giggling at that moment. Those moments are the pleasures of this world. Those are the moments of pleasure that this world will give you. The feeling of togetherness, physically experiencing closeness. That is what this world can offer you. And then, the energetic is there all the time. You are not separated from it. And you can become aware of it. Yeah? But then the physical, the smelling, the seeing, the feeling, the tasting, it adds another layer, another way of experiencing the energetic, the spiritual. It actually adds to, it shouldn't take away. Another person I heard speaking about the lower nature, about sex. Oh dear God. Yeah. Yeah, sex, no. Again, if it becomes an expression of a higher desire, say it like this, it should be not seeking an physical experience, but seeking a spiritual experience. So you have two people expressing their closeness to one another. That is what sex should be. So you have the desire, you have the energy flowing, and you have the physical expression of that desire. And they all become one. And then again, the physical only adds another dimension to it, becomes more. The act of sex becomes more through the physical. Again, and then I was thinking about why people seek pleasure in that way and not seek the riches of this world, the true riches of this world. Because they are disconnected from it. They don't know it. They don't have any true bonds, and that is the bonds between ourselves, and it is a bond between us and nature. There's another riches of this world that you can experience, but you need to be connected to it in order to experience it. Yeah? So they are disconnected, and they do not receive the energy that they crave, the energy that will come through togetherness, through being truly connected to one another. And really what they're doing is covering up the pain. That is what addiction is. That is what the seeking of that kind of pleasure is. It is, you're covering up the pain, and it doesn't work. It is temporary, and it will wear off, and when it comes, the pain comes back, it will be worse than before. And here is where really you become the bottomless pit, because you have to do it more and more and more. And as you're doing it, the pain grows more and more and more, and that is, yeah, it is the way of addiction. And then you become the bottomless pit. You cannot be filled, because that kind of experience cannot fill you. So, sex, drugs, and rock and roll are not the pleasures of this world. Absolutely not. They're not pleasure. I say they drive you into addiction. They drive you into captivity. And they do not fill you. You can experience pleasure in this world that will truly fill you. And if you have a good experience, you know, it might even, I mean, nothing will fill you forever. Energy comes and then it dissipates after a while. But the true experience, there's another thing I heard talked about, is you fill yourself with memories. You know, there's no point in that. Actually, there is. It's stored energy. Your memories. Good and bad. You know, you can re-release a bad energy if you have a bad memory. But if you have a really good experience of togetherness, something that really filled you with good energy, if you recall that energy and you relive that moment, you re-receive the energy. I mean, the same thing happens with bad energies, so bad memories. So, for many, again, I've seen that they relive bad memories, and that bad energy is coming over and over and over again. So, again, it is a way of understanding ourselves and what it is we're doing. So yes, the storage of memories has got a purpose. It is the storage of energy that can be recalled. Right. So this is for me the true pleasures of this world. And they are here and they can be experienced. And they are where the physical is adding to another layer to the spiritual. and making it a greater experience. It's not taken away from it. Now, but I want to go back to the lower nature and what Jesus was actually talking about, because he was not talking about sex, drugs, and rock and roll at all. I mean, he himself apparently was quite fond of sitting in the pub with his friends. So no, that's not it. What he is talking about when he talks about your lower nature, when he talks about Satan, overcoming Satan, he's talking about the restraining forces, the restraining emotions, that which holds you back. Get behind me, Satan. Don't hold me back. Anything is possible. I'm off. Yeah? So, and that is fear. You were not given the spirit of fear. Well, yeah, actually you were. You just need to work it correctly. Yeah? But you are of the light. And the knowledge that he brought. Yeah, and do not look at the person. You know, Jesus would not listen to what he said. You'll be saved by the Spirit. You will be saved by the knowledge. Do not follow a man. He himself said that. Yeah? Get out of staring at this guy in flip-flops with a woolly sheep, lamb, in his arms. Get out of that. Listen to what he said. Listen. Take in the knowledge and then use discernment. Yeah? Right. So that is what he was talking about. The restraining forces, fear, doubt, all of those things. That is what he described as, or what is your lower nature, and is probably also in the lower chakras. Somebody was talking about the chakras. Yeah. So you must overcome them. But then really see who is speaking and what the message, not who is speaking, but the intention. Sorry, the intention that was speaking, not the man. What the intention was, and then judgment came out and he spoke judgment. Yeah, he judged Satan. So, do not judge. Well, he did. He absolutely did. He judged Satan. Say one thing and do another. Anyway, using this right here again. Hold on a second. Yeah, the intention, exactly. What was the intention? The knowledge said, and this is really, it is the point of the entire teaching. It is the point of the entire teaching. That is the knowledge. I bring you a knowledge of the Father, which is the all. A knowledge. Yeah? Not I'm showing you the all. He didn't know the all. Nobody does. One thing about the all that he knew. He brought that knowledge. And the knowledge is, in the all, there is no judgment. It gives. Ask in prayer. Know that you have received it. It will be yours. It will manifest. This is about manifestation and all possibilities. That is what the entire teaching is about. That's one thing you're not being taught in church. That was the knowledge of the Father that he brought, of the all, the knowledge of the all. Right. And then if you say everything is possible, there are no limits. Yeah, you will be given, and there are no limits. And then Satan, if that is, you say that's the truth, that is the one and only truth, which it is. I believe it is. But then obviously Satan becomes a liar when fear tells you you can't. Then that is a liar, because you can. Obviously, you can, apparently. So then Satan becomes a liar, a deceiver, the adversary to the light of all possibilities. The one that holds you back. Get ye behind me, Satan, as I said. Don't hold me back. I know the truth. I'm off. Right. And here comes. Anything might be possible, everything might be possible, but is everything good? Just because you can, does it mean you should? That's the thing. We can do things that are utterly destructive. So when Satan says don't do them, fear of consequences, yeah? Is he a liar? Or is he just given another thought, another perspective that, you know it is possible, and there is another voice saying, well, consider this. Consider the outcome. And then he's actually not a liar. Now, I was watching Inspired channel last night. It was actually very good. Greg Braden was there, and it was really good. I enjoyed that as well. See, and they are talking, and I'm so glad to hear it, they're going the right way. And that is to hold on to our humanity. Yeah? We will go through a rough experience. A lot of things will happen, but we will have to hold on to our humanity. Because the experience that we're going through will change us. Yeah, and I said in my video before, that is not just physical change, that is on the highest level. Yeah, your eternal being is subject to change. It is in the created, and therefore it is subject to change. So what will we become once we get through this? And then I said, I'm saying, my opinion is that we can go through this and become aware of aspects of ourselves that make us actually quite powerful beings, whilst holding on to our humanity. And that is our knowledge of good and bad. And in order to know good and bad, you need the voices of what Jesus referred to as the lower nature. That is the lower nature. The negative voices. We need to see what is possible, and we need to be restrained to remain human. You need both. And there was another, I don't know if that was in yesterday in Inspired, or I saw it before, just before I watched that one. And that is the prophecy on Hopi Rock. Some of you might be familiar with that. It's a carving in a stone. And it shows two timelines, the upper timeline and a lower path. And in the upper timeline, people went up steps to go onto an upper timeline. And on that timeline, the people that are depicted, their heads are detached from their bodies. And here you go, mind has detached from matter. And it's the same depiction in the pyramid with the all-seeing eye. The capstone is detached. And as the two timelines go around the rock, the upper timeline ends. That is the prophecy. Their timeline will end. It is the people that are where the heads are still attached to their bodies, and they're shown bringing in harvests and stuff like that. Their timeline will continue. That is the Hopi prophecy. So if we remain human and in this world, our timeline will continue. It is those that take off to infinity and beyond. In the Hopi prophecy, their timeline will end. So, and here is really embracing everything. We are beautiful beings of light. We are. We need to embrace ourselves in our fullness. Yes, the voices of the lower nature will keep you down, will drag you down. Absolutely they will. They do so for a purpose. They do so to save you, and in that the negative energies are also light. It's all good. You just need to use it in the correct way. And if you say, again, let's go to the beginning, if you say the pleasures of this world is sex, drugs, and rock and roll, then really ask yourself, is that actually pleasure? It's not. Pleasure is the feeling of being together, the holding of a child. Sex, when it's used in the correct way, as an experience of deeply coming together of a man and a woman, or two people. That is when it's good. But again, used the correct way. And using the expanding, when we go into the spiritual, also in the physical, using what is possible, but being restrained to what we should or should not do if we are human beings. And then it's the last thing I want to say, and that is, if you want to hold on to humanity, then it is maybe not only a question of what you should or should not do, there are things you cannot do. And in that, then Satan is telling the absolute truth. There are restrictions. There are places you cannot go. You can't. Because if you do, you lose your humanity. And if that's what you want to hold on to, you can't do that. And then the restraining force should really be yourself. You should be the reason that knows where to stop. You should be the master of all of this. There should be nothing else outside of you telling you what to do. Grow up. Be the master of yourself. This world is a place where we can come together, where the physical should add to the experience, where we should be in a web of connections of life. And then if we do that, we are the sons of man. We are human. And we are beautiful beings of light if we work this correctly. And we should be what we are. Hold on to that. You're good. Anyway, here, I leave it at that for today. And I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.